the final event for day 4 of the UWI Games 2019. This is volleyball, the final volleyball match under expert Mr. O'Shane Grant says this is going to be a spectacle. It's with Cave Hill, the Blackbirds, against the Lions of St. Augustine. So our analyst, Mr. O'Shane Grant, is going to join us in a few, but it's a full house for this match. A very, very full house. And again, expect that it's going to indeed be a spectacle because apparently there is, I don't want to say bad blood between these two teams, but a lot has been happening. So I'm going to try and find my expert, Mr. O'Shane Grant, to give us the expectations of this match. But lots happening here at the Mona Gymnasium, and it's UWI Games 2019. So lots of spectators present, lots of persons present here. As you can see, the teams are warming up. Less than 2 minutes remaining until the start of this match, and we're gonna give you the action ball by ball. So lots of crowds, lots of persons present for this game, and again, it's gonna get underway at 8 p.m. The referees are calling the teams to their sides. All the officials are present, and we are going to get things started in just a few minutes. So we're going to be having also some commentary from a national volleyball player himself, who's going to be coming to give us some commentary. So O'Shane Grant is here to give us the commentary, and we're going to bring in Mr. Walters also. He's going to give us some ball-by-ball commentary for this match. So, Mr. Grant, talk to us about what's your expectation. Again, remind those who are just joining us of your expectations for this match.
Well, I did say earlier that we're expecting a very exciting game. Now, you would have seen the warm-up earlier, and I can tell you that it is going to be a humdinger of a game.
All right, so pardon us as we position ourselves strategically to ensure that we have the best bird's eye view to bring this coverage.
There are a few
to
players
you
on this Cave Hill team that I would have played against in 2017. The number 7 is back. The number 8 is still there as well. And the number 6 is a senior member of that team as well. The number 7 is an excellent outside attacker. He loves swinging the ball down the line. And he's a very strong player right around. He also loves running the 63. So let me just see what he has to offer today. I see the number 4 full of shots in the warm-up. The number 8 from the St. Augustine team is a returning player, but in 2017 he was the setter. I think he's playing right side.
All right, Mr. Grant, we've heard you say what your expectations are, but I want to bring in Mr. Walters. What are you expecting from this match?
Well, so far I think this game is going to be a very, very good game, seeing that I heard about the rivalry of these two teams, and I think both teams will be going all out because they want to ensure that they're victors tonight. All
right, so we're going to be hearing a lot more from you as the match goes on the way. As a matter of fact, we're going to be having ball-by-ball commentary from both of you. So Mr. Grant is going to go ahead first, and we're going to hear from Mr. Walters probably in the second set. So, Mr. Grant, take it away.
I don't know why my co-host is doing this to me. If he's realizing that Mr. Walters is my senior, he's a senior member of the national team as well. I went to the program and I saw him in the program. I'd have learned a few things from him, but I remember when he was playing for Venus B as a young player himself as well. And he's a very strong player, but right now the score is 1-all. Excellent serve there, and the ball is shanked. Now, what you don't want to do, you don't want to be shanking those passes. As an outside attacker, one of your primary duty is passing. As a senior member of the team, he needs to ensure that he passes the ball. 2 serving 1. Overpass. And he nets. There are the days that you don't need to be so fancy. The ball is there for you to block the ball, block the ball. You don't need to try and be fancy with it. Just put away the ball and move along. That sort of blocking looked much like something I'd see Mr. Walters do every now and again, but the only difference is that he doesn't end up in the net. The ball ends up on the ground.
Well, the mindset would be that stay focused, try to get the ball on your side of the court and see how best you can work the ball. I mean, as you can see, there's a net violation by the Cave Hill team, and so point Point Caville, it was a net violation by the St. Augustine team. So Caville with the point, the score is 2-3. And the point there for St. Augustine. Right in the open, that was an open shot. Score for 2, St. Augustine. And that's an unforced error by number 4, and so point goes to St. Augustine.
All right, so Mr. Grant, back to you. So we're gonna have 2 commentators going. They're gonna start it out between themselves. So both of you are gonna be giving the action ball by ball. You can switch it up however you like.
Big set. Cross court, outside. But there is an unnecessary net violation. Unforced error, and I really think Caville is not doing what the ladies did earlier by giving St. Augustine points by serving, but they are giving away points by touching the net, and it's a fault. Good pass. And that's a kill from the number 15. The right side is doing an excellent job for this Caville team, and the setter is speeding the ball, very big attacking, and the Caville supporters are very, very loud, and they are calling for a big serve. They're expecting a big serve. It's 3 serving 6. It's early days yet. Very, very early days. And it's a high serve. The libero shanks a pass. Big set going outside. Balls cross court. Free ball across net. To the right side. That was a very nice set, splitting the block there. I do remember every now and again that happened yesterday in the semi-final match that I saw between the Renegades and Venus, and Mr. Walters himself did play in that game. He wears the number 4 for the Venus team. It's the same number he wears for the national team. Very excellent player. And the right side from the St. Augustine team is about to serve. The score is 7 serving 4.
And that brings us now to the
That's
first
a service ace once more from St. Augustine.
And that brings us to the first technical timeout in favor of St. Augustine. So Walters, talk to us. You've seen the action so far. What say you?
I think Caville need to settle. They're rushing the game. They need to focus on ball control. I think they're not focusing a lot. Their passing is way off target, and so they need to try and stabilize in that area. And so if they can do that, then their setter can run the offense, because I see where the number 15 has been doing well so far, and he seems like he will be the man of the moment for Caville.
All right, and on St. Augustine's side.
Repeat that?
And on St. Augustine's side.
Well, St. Augustine is doing. I think they come with a game plan and they're working with it. They're serving tough, and I think that's something that they tried to work so well with, and so it's working in their favor. So it's kind of pushing off Caville team, and so if they continue to serve like that, then it will be a problem for Caville.
Any other suggestions as to how they could probably even improve further?
I think as I said before, Caville just need to slow down the game. I think right now they're rushing the game. Just slow down, focus, one ball at a time, get the pass to the setter, and let him do the distribution of the sets.
All right, and Mr. Grant?
It is an excellent game so far. I did promise you that it was going to be an exciting game. The score is not as exciting as you'd want it to be, but it's indeed an exciting game. And as Mr. Walters would have pointed out, they just need to slow down, relax and pass the ball, take time to set. And as expected, that's a kill. And he has been killing those balls, he's been scoring those balls. So right now, St. Augustine needs to find a way to stop the number 15 from the Caville team. The score is not reflecting like there's a great need to stop him, but every time he jumps to swing at that ball, he scores. He's using the block, he's hitting the ball in the court. So right now, they need to block him. They need stops at the net. He's serving right now. He needs to get the ball in the court, focus on doing one thing at a time, and that's an excellent serve. The ball is passed perfect to the setter. The setter shoots the ball outside. And the spiker hits the ball clean outside, but again, Caville is caught in the net. And I said it earlier, unlike the female team that was not serving the ball in the court, the male team is giving St. Augustine points by ending up in the net.
All right, Mr. Grant. So, Mr. Walters, you're going to give us some ball-by-ball commentary, and then we're going to hand back over to Mr. Grant also for more ball-by-ball commentary. So we're having it exciting for this exciting match.
And that's a great spike from number 4, but an unforced error in the net, the touch of the net by the St. Augustine team, and bring the score to 5-9. 5-9. Number 4 to serve for Kville. And that's a kill by number 7, and that's a great kill there. An overpass by the libero of the St. Augustine team, and so the number 7 from Kville let him pay for that one. And that's an unforced error there from the setter of St. Augustine, trying to go over and 2, but unfortunately went outside. Score 7-9, and it seems like Kville is actually coming back into this one.
The Blackbirds rise again.
Nice stick by the libero, sets out. A roll shot by the number 7. Free ball coming over. Hey, and that's a tap there from number 7, and that's a point right off the hands of the St. Augustine blockers. And so Kville has been doing excellent so far by serving, and they're actually 1 point down.
All right, so Mr. Grant certainly predicted it that this match would be one to watch, and I'm sure we have at the moment we have 100 persons on. But tell us what just happened just now.
That's a kill there. The spiker, the number 4 spiker from St. Augustine hits the ball, and it touches the block, and the defender actually digged the ball, but the other player is unable to make the second play. So that's a point for St. Augustine. It's a great pass there from the libero, and that's a good kill by number 7 and St. Augustine players. Both of them are in the net.
All right, so we have 93 persons tuned into our live. We want to say a big shout out to every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just joining us, it is day 4 action of the UWI Games 2019. And we are bringing you the live coverage of the final game here. This is St. Augustine against Kville. And we have our 2 experts present, Mr. Walters and Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant is going to give us ideas to what's happening ball by ball, as well as Mr. Walters as we go along. But it's now time for Mr. Grant.
And the middle kills that ball in number 18. We saw him play in the basketball team for the St. Augustine team. And earlier we saw the female setter for the Kville team being very animated and asking for the referee to call that double. And I don't know if setters like making those calls, because oftentimes they're at fault in that area as well. It is 11 serving 9, and he serves the ball flush into the net, and it is the second fault coming from the St. Augustine setter. I'm not sure exactly what the Kville female team is shouting in support of the male team, but it is up to the number 6 to serve, and he serves. He delivers a good serve going to position 5, and the setter sets the ball through the middle, and it's another kill, and he is killing the ball. It is not the tallest middle blocker, but he is getting the ups, he's getting in the air, and he's putting away the ball.
Yeah, and to add to that, what the setter realized that he's scoring, and so he keep on feeding him with the ball, and he's actually giving St. Augustine good points. Another service, another shank pass from the Kville team, and as I said before, they need to start take more control of the service, the reception. That way, their team will be able to actually fight out this one.
All right, and you're hearing it from our seasoned experts here.
Another shank pass from the Kville team, and as I said before, number four from St. Augustine has been serving really well, and he's pressuring the Kville team. And as I said, that's a game plan for them, and they're sticking to their game plan. They're sticking the acid where they're serving top to the libero and one on the outside passer. It's a nice pass there. And that's a kill from number 15 of Kville. He's the go-to man, and he ensured that that point is definitely hit the floor. The score 11-14. It's a dig there by St. Augustine, set there by the libero. Nice dig by the libero. Ooh. And that's a foul set there by the setter.
So that brings the score 15-11 at the moment in favor of St. Augustine. But certainly a match that is pretty exciting. Present in the crowd, they are on the edge of their seats, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a very exciting match, and we're sure you at home are too.
That's a great shot there by the number 4. That seems like a shot that I would have made while playing, and that's an excellent angle shot there by the number 4 player.
I see Mr. Grant wanting to pipe in there.
And it's the same number he's wearing. He's wearing the same number 4. I know that's one of your favorite shots. Hitting from 4 to 4. I know you love going for that shot. It's a very technical shot to make, but if you can do it, you can do it. That's not a bad set from the setter. And it's almost there. He tried to help his team, right? It's an ultimate team sport. The ball isn't there until it hits the floor, and you could have seen him just now going for it, trying to make that play. It's our second technical timeout, and both setters and both teams are doing an excellent job splitting the blocks and giving their attackers a chance to get one-on-one, which is very, very important, very, very crucial in these high-intensity games.
Certainly so. So we're at the second technical timeout now. 16 for St. Augustine, 12 points for Cave Hill. A very exciting match so far, and as Mr. Grant anticipated, the most exciting we've seen so far. So we saw the action just now. This is the first set taking place. What would you be telling side Cave Hill to tweak to see how they can get the scores probably more balanced against St. Augustine?
As I said, I realized that the main thing what Cave Hill needs to focus on and work on is their service reception, and that's what have been their downfall in the game, because once a setter sets the ball, they're actually scoring. So once they fix the service reception of their game, I think that will work for them. Also, they need to try and stop the St. Augustine spikers at the net, because if they're going to receive serve and they're going to serve, they need to at least get some points from their own serve. So they need to block, stop them at the net.
All right, so hopefully there's some Mosquitoes who will be able to bring that message to them, and they'll be able to follow through. All right, so the end of the second technical timeout, and the action is back on the court. Mr. Walters, bring it to us.
Once again, that's another bad passing from the Cave Hill team. I don't know what can work for them. I don't know what the coach can say to them right now, but they need to they need to step up their service reception game. And that's a better pass there from the set was a bit off, and that's a over dig there by Cave Hill. And that's a shot there. And that's a point there for Cave Hill. They need to hold serve right now in order to stay in the game. They need to try to find a way and put a stop to the St. Augustine hitters. All right, that's an unforced error there from St. Augustine, and Cave Hill is actually creeping back into this one. They're now 3 points down. That's a great dig there by Cave Hill. And another unforced error there by St. Augustine. I don't know what is going through their mind right now. They just need to put the ball on the court because they have been doing well so far.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Walters. So, Mr. Grant, use your usual mental aptitude to tell us what do you think is going through their minds at the St. Augustine side of the court?
I mean, they enjoyed a comfortable lead for most of this first set. And to see that lead chipping away right now, where they're currently leading by 2 or 3 points. The scoreboard is saying they're leading by 3 points, but I think it needs to be adjusted. However, at this particular time, they are rushing the game. They need to play their game. And at this moment, the only thing you can do to yourself as a team is just say, all right, we need to receive this serve, get a good pass, put up a set, hit for it. If it is that you get the ball in the block, try and defend after the block and go for it again. Run every single ball, run every single play. And Mr. Walters have mentioned it earlier that really and truly every team just need to play their game. There are teams that like to play fast. His team is one such team, the Venus team, and who enjoys playing a fast volleyball game. So they like running the ball low, running a fast game. But when you look on a team like Caville, they don't run that fast at all. And St. Augustine is forcing them to run a fast ball. So they need to take control of it. You can only control the game if you can pass. If you can pass the ball, you determine how fast you play.
Yeah, you're hearing it from our expert, and he is going to give us some more ball-by-ball action.
And a while now the ball was chipped away. The opposite gave chase, but it was far gone. At the moment, the score, I think, is either 15-17 or 16-17. It's 15 serving 17, and it's a 15 to serve. He has been representing well so far. It's a good full serve. Received by the number 4, ball set to the outside. And the number 5 gets the kill. And I see that the females from the Caville team are very animated, and they're doing the Mexican wave. And they are indeed supporting the men. And I said it to you earlier that one of the things you need whenever it is that you're down or if it is that you're leading the game is for your fans, for your supporters to be there cheering you on. And those things are very, very important. And number 15 is going to serve. He has been serving well. He has been spiking very well. And just hope Caville can continue to chip away. I did say it earlier that this game was going to be exciting. And you can see it is living up to expectations.
Definitely so, Mr. Grant. Living up to the expectations indeed. And the crowd, judging from the crowd in here, seemingly they got your message too. Because many have gathered, many are present to see the spectacle taking place on the court. A number of persons who possibly don't even know about volleyball have made themselves present to see what is happening. An exciting match, 17-18 the scores, now in favor of Caville. So it's expected to continue to be a close one, and the scores have been revised, so it's 17 all, 17 on both sides, and we are still in the first set. So imagine as we go along, it's best of 5 this competition, so we will see who will it be in favor of. O'Shane, what say you?
As you mentioned, made reference to the multitude, you can see that the persons who are playing, they are indeed serving up quite a dish for the multitude that's here playing, and the number 4 does well to stop and the ball set outside, and it's excellent blocking there just now from Caville, just that it went outside. And as a good blocking team, from a good blocking team yourself, Mr. Walters, what do you say to the blockers? It's the second time now that they have attempted to stop the ball down the throat of the attacker, but the ball ended up falling outside. How do you correct something like that? I myself, I don't block.
Yeah, they need to turn. What they need to turn, meanwhile when they're in the position, they need to turn and force the ball to position 6 on the court. So that way the ball will not go outside. But what they're doing, they're going and facing straight up and not turning the arms around in the court. So once they work on that, then they will get those tough blocks.
All right, so you're hearing some tactical and analytical advice there and suggestions being put forward by our analysts, Mr. Walters and Mr. Grant. If you're just joining us once more, welcome to the exciting match between Caville and St. Augustine. They're on a timeout now, but again, this is day 4 action of the UWI Games 2019. Is 10 days of competition, 10 games, and yesterday we had track and field, and today we have a number of sports taking place, but this is the exciting volleyball. Again, if you want to enjoy it even more, get your ice cream, get your popcorn, get whatever you need to be comfortable, because this match is in the first set, and it's expected to continue to intensify in the kind of nature of play that is going to be taking place. So Shane, what say you?
19-17, and they're taking out the setter. So I know exactly what is going to happen this moment. The number 8 is going to become the setter, and as I said before, he has confirmed he's now the setter on court. So I think right now St. Augustine is trying to get some blocks at the net. They're trying to stop that attack coming through, and they have served the net, so the score now is going to be 18 serving 19. And it's very, very important to know exactly how is it that you're blocking on the court. I had just blocked to get a slow down on the ball because I'm not the tallest of persons. But when I do try to block, I don't try to go for the tough block. I just need to use a defensive block, slow the ball down. Good pass there. Number 8 is set, ball going outside. And the ball blocked, but it comes back off him. And the score is now 19-all. That was an excellent swing, but the ball blocked right back at his toe. He almost broke his ankle.
Yes, he almost did a while ago, twisted his ankle a while ago, but luckily he's okay.
The 4 to serve. Excellent float serve. I'm not sure if that is a part of the arsenal of this team, but whenever it is that the setter is setting the ball outside to the number 7, the sets keep falling and dying on the inside, and he's not getting the opportunity to really swing through the ball. He has to be playing a lot of beat shots and playing it safe and trying to chip off the block. So we need to get the same level of integrity that he used to set the number 15 in setting the number 7 as well and the rest of his team. And it's an excellent pass. And he gives the ball to the 15. And it's a difference. And as I said before, he enjoys setting the ball to the 15. So he gives him a clean set. Watch the set that he gives everybody else.
Yeah. I think he just needs to put the balls up, give the spiker some more time on the ball and get them outside so he can make the shots he wants. And number 15 has been doing well for him, so I think he should feed him more with the ball if they want to really win this set. And that's a kill there from number 13. That's right through the block. I mean, both blockers trying to block him, but he just go right through the hole there. That's an excellent spike there. And a substitution for St. Augustine. Score 21-20 in favor of St. Augustine. That's a good pass there. And that's an attacking error there from St. Augustine there. So the scores are all level. As we had predicted, we know this would be a very competitive game, and we already seen it in the first set. The score is now level 21-all.
Definitely an exciting matchup. I mean, we have 134 persons tuned into our live, so they are paying a keen attention. Lots of shout-outs here for respective teams. Cavell and St. Augustine have their fair share of shout-outs, but Mr. Grant, give us the ball-by-ball action, please.
Sets out. There's a dig set going outside. Number 7 goes off the block. He tried a while ago, but he missed. That was intelligent volleyball a while ago. There was no way that he could swing his usual swing, so he tried to use the block, but he missed the block. Right about now, he's 22 serving 21. Cavell just need to get this ball up and relax. But the number 4 is at the serving line. He is the strongest server so far. He has established himself as a strong server. However, the libero is going to receive this ball, and it's a good pass. And it goes to the 15, who has been scoring, and he continues to score. Wasn't the perfect set, but guess what? He used it. A lot of wrist action in that, and it's 22-all. The 7 is supposed to serve. The 7 is an excellent player, a senior member of this squad, and he defends very well. Let's see him sweep the backcourt. This is expected. I mean, the game is not free for all. The game is competitive, and every single ball matters, every single ball counts. And no matter how hard you swing it, somebody's putting up a block or somebody's digging up the ball. So guess what? You're going to have longer rallies. Longer rallies mean that you have longer sets. And the libero shanks it, and guess what? Guess what? The team that gets the game point first this evening in the first set is not St. Augustine, who have enjoyed a modest lead for the entire evening. Who's at game point? Cavell team. Who's forced to take a timeout? The St. Augustine team. Volleyball is played up to the last point.
Definitely so. So what do you think the St. Augustine coach is now instructing his team to do to better go forward?
I mean, I'm looking over there and I see where he's instructing them to take the float serve overhead because that's more control. And I think that's what the St. Augustine team needs to do. Take the serving overhead because that way they will make less error on the pass. And I think that's where they're actually losing it. They're actually not receiving the serve well, and it is showing in the game where Cavell is now up game set point 24-22 to St. Augustine.
All right, so Mr. Walters, they're gonna give us the ball-by-ball commentary.
And there we have it. That's the first set there, and that's a stop block there by Cavell team. And the score is 25 Cavell, 22 St. Augustine.
All right, so that's one set in the basket for Team Cavell. But what's your sum total of this first set? Now, Mr. Grant and then Mr. Walters.
Mouth water in volleyball. This is what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing this level of volleyball. I'm used to seeing this intensity. I'm used to seeing even a higher level intensity of volleyball. I've seen both teams play higher level of volleyball. And I can tell you that there is still much more to come. They have a lot more tricks in that bag left to pull. And you know the coach, Sean. Sean is going to try and make St. Augustine get back in this game. I've trained with both teams already. Whenever I visit Cavell, I go and work out with them. I go to St. Augustine, I work out with them. They are excellent coaches, excellent units, and I know the game is far from over. And I promise if you had intention to go home and hug up your pillow or anything, you will not get a chance to do that early because you may end up see a 5-setter this evening.
And what say you, Mr. Walters?
Well, I mean, it has been a pretty great set so far. I mean, both teams coming out, playing their game, doing what they're supposed to do. I think St. Augustine need to stick to their game plan if they really want to take the next set. They need to work on it. They have been serve receiving well throughout the first half of the set, and then in the latter stage, you can see where they start to shank, make bad passes. So I think that's something that their coach will talk to them about to see if they can work on that department. While on the other end, Cavell, they have working on the serving because they have been serving really tough. And they have work on their serve receiving somewhat, so that is really paying off for them. And so once they continue to do that, it should be a great game going forward.
All right, definitely. So let's see quickly if we could get some feedback from the persons here. We're in the midst of a number of Blackbird supporters. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What's the expectation for this match?
3 straight. KFL's 3 straight. KFL 3 straight.
You've heard it from the Cavell supporters. Let me go get some word from those on the St. Augustine side. Let me see if I can talk to somebody here. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
How are you feeling about this match?
It's a good game. It's just St. Augustine need to raise their head. They're dropping their head too fast and making silly mistakes.
So you have some recommendations there for your team.
Yeah.
Are you hoping who is the favored player on Team St. Augustine?
That's a hard one to pick right now, but I believe as a team they'll get good.
All right.
Yeah.
So two ladies are beside him as well. Ladies, how are you feeling?
Good.
Well, are you expecting St. Augustine to come out on top?
I know they could come back and win. They just need to play as a team.
So I'm not quite hearing the kind of vibe I'm hearing from the Cavell side. What's happening? What's happening, St.
Real
Augustine?
vibes over here.
So I want to hear some St. Augustine vibe.
Shut to my hole!
I don't think that one is appropriate for airplay. This is a live. But ladies and gentlemen, is there anybody you want to shout out to in St. Augustine? We are live on UWI MonaMedia, and we have a number of persons who are tuned in. 134 persons tuned into our live. So anybody you want to shout out at St. Augustine campus?
Shout out to my mommy. To Simon.
All right, so some supporters here from both sides giving their view on the match so far. One set in favor of Cavell. And we're going to go back to the action on the court. The Cavell supporters definitely continuing with the excitement. They're hearing the horns, they're hearing the shouts from the spectators. So we're going to bring it back to the coverage, the analytical skills of our analysts, and they're going to give us what's happening on the court. Mr. Walters will start and Mr. Grant will take over. And they'll be back and forth as usual, as they've been doing. So Mr. Walters, take it away.
All right, so the second set on the way. The referee checking the lineup sheet to ensure that all the players are in their correct position. As you can hear here in the background, the Kville team cheering on their team. All right, so the second set on the way. Kville to serve. A nice pass there from St. Augustine. Hey, and that's a point there for St. Augustine. So that's 1-0 to St. Augustine. And the setter to serve. That's a great serve there. And that's outside, an unforced error there by the Kville team.
I think a mistake that most players make is that sometimes when a ball is served up, you don't need to nail it. You just need to pass it high on the attack line. But guess what? There are persons who believe that you need to nail every single thing. You don't need to. And that's a clean kill. And the score is now 1-2. And there's a whole lot of noise inside of the gymnasium right now from Kville. And it is difficult to play in such noise. I remember playing in Barbados in 2017, and when they started making noise, when they were leading 2-0, and St. Augustine joined in them to make noise against Mona, it was difficult. Mental strength is required. And guess what? The veteran is going to serve.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have some creativity taking place in the audience at the moment. We have the Kville supporters definitely bringing out a bottle turned in upside down to be a drum, but the score is at the moment 2-1 in favor of St. Augustine. Mr. Grant, take it away.
And you saw just now where the block was attempted by Kville. And it was supposed to be a fairly easy point, but guess what? It was excellent forward coming from St. Augustine team. The ball got up, they put the ball over the net. The libero received the ball from the Kville team, right to the setter on his forward. I was thinking it was going to go outside, but guess what? As telegraphed, he gave the ball to the middle blocker. So guess what? The score is now 2-2. The number 7 from Kville to serve. St. Augustine to receive. There's a little man wearing a goggles. The 18. Somebody in the stand said he's a cyborg. We made mention of him earlier. And as expected, whenever it is the Kville team is in pressure, they do one thing. They go to the number 15. I know teams that have go-to. When the Mona team is under pressure, we go to our number 10. We go to Delford. When Venus is under pressure, and guess what? Rick Webb is available, they go to him. Other than that, Walters may get the ball, but Hutchie is also there waiting for that ball. You need to have those persons on your team that you can go to. And St. Augustine team is making unforced errors, and Kville is capitalizing, and they're making a run for it.
So I want to bring in Mr. Walters at this point, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, the excitement is brewing here at the gymnasium at UWI Mona. The scores are going right now back and forth. Mr. Walters, pipe in, tell us what's happening. Tell us your take.
It's like the reverse of what happened in the first set for Kville. Right now, St. Augustine is not receiving the serve well, and that's been a problem. It is giving them the ball are being passed way off the net, and so giving the setter so many work to do, and so the sets are not going in the right spot. And so they need to, if they want to win this set, they need to work on their service reception.
Oh, is there some more advice being delivered there?
And that's a great pass there, and a set to the middle, and that's a point there for Kville.
Things like that will happen when you're blocking the zone instead of blocking the ball. The ball isn't set so high. You don't need to jump so high. You need to jump and block the ball. Put your hand over the net and block the ball. You don't need to jump out the sky. Most people think you need to show that you have a big jump, where your big jump is not required at every single play.
Exactly, Mr. Grant.
It's the number to serve. Good pass. I am not sure who is it that the setter was setting just now from the St. Augustine team. The ball was set in no man's and he's having words with the opposite, but really and truly the ball did not go. The ball died on the inside. He tried to bail it out. One could have argued then at that particular time he should attempt to use the block instead of trying to score. Using the block is it's a skill that you have to develop. That's a good pass. Outside. That's a very defensive ball. And the setter at this moment, I think Sean Hyde is going to take the timeout, which he does. He takes the timeout at 3-7. But at this moment, do you only need to take a timeout? Do you want to then pull back your number 13 into the game? Let him go on the right side. Let the 8 start setting. I've seen a number of teams do this before. I've seen the Venus team in difficulties at number time where Froggy had to step up well. We know him today as Mr. Walters, and he has to set the ball. I have seen them pull a number of players from setting position so that somebody will set the ball. The setter is off. Maybe what you need at this moment is not a timeout, but a change.
Yeah, I think the setter is actually pressuring himself right now. He just needs to put the ball right up into a hittable position, so his striker can use the ball. And also, I think there's some communication issue going on with him and the other person, so they just need to sort that out, and everything will be okay.
All right, so it's the end of that timeout. The score is 7-3. Those are joining us. First, I'm wondering who these commentators are, so I have to tell them again. So I'm Javon Keys, the middleman here, the anchor, but I have the two experts beside me, Mr. Walters and Mr. Grant. They are the ones giving the ball-by-ball action, ladies and gentlemen. So they are the experts. They're the ones giving you the action as it is 7-3 the scores, and it's back to Mr. Grant.
7-3. Cavill, good set. That's a nice set, but he take the ball outside. That was a nice set. That's something to crunch on. And I know you would have gone for position 4 on that ball. That ball is going to position 4.
Definitely, that would be a ball to be hit at position 4.
Well, maybe his wrist isn't ready for that shot, but it's a beautiful shot. I've seen him hit one earlier, so I know he has the ability. Good set. And guess what? Guess what? The number 15 got set, and you know the end result. It's a kill, and we have our first technical timeout. I don't know exactly what is it that the KV ladies are shouting. Can you explain to me what is it that you said in that chair a while ago?
They have a little, so they're saying, oh shoot. They have a little, I want to say jingle that they're doing here, and we're trying to catch it. So with the first technical timeout in set 2,
the last time I studied a Cavill chant, we had to steal a chant to use it after them, at them when we won in 2017. But it's very different times, very different thing. The St. Augustine supporters are very silent. They have nothing to celebrate for at the moment. But guess what? In the first set, our first technical timeout was 8-4. And guess what? The team that was at 4 turned around and won the game. So, are we going to have that situation now where the team that forced the technical timeout will be the team to lose the set?
What say you to that, Mr. Walters?
I think Cavill is now settled, and they're playing their game of volleyball right now.
All right. So you're hearing it from our experts. The first technical timeout has now concluded, and the teams are going to get back into the action. So the score is 8-4 in favor of Cavill, and this is set 2 underway at the moment. So Mr. Walters, you're going to give us the commentary as it gets underway.
All right, Cavill to serve. Let's see how well. And a service error there from the number 15 of Cavill. Substitution now for St. Augustine. Number 13 coming in, number 17 out. Let's see if St. Augustine can pull back a couple points to equal the game, equal the set. And there's another point there for number 15. I don't know, they need to find a way to stop that guy. If they can stop him, then maybe they have a chance. But if they can't stop him right now, then I think the game will be over. And again, see, the Keville supporters are doing their Mexican wave. And another bad pass there from a nice tip there from number 13, but there's an unforced error by the Keville team right into the net. The two players are in the net. St. Augustine to serve, number 1. And that's a stop block there, but an unforced error there by a net there by the St. Augustine team. That would have been a pretty good block there.
That was a very big block. That was a very big block. It's just unfortunate that he finished in the net. But that would have been a nasty block. I see the smile on Mark Beck's face. He has given a lot of those to people. That's a nasty block. When you get one of those, you know that you have gotten a contribution to your house. That's a big block. That's a huge block. Now they have to receive serve. 10 serving 6. Good pass. Outside. And there's a lot of taunting that is taking place. The Keville players are taunting the players from St. Augustine. There's only one team I know that is very good at that, and that's a team called Vikings. They love to taunt you. They love to jerry across the net. And if you don't have good mental strength, it will get to you. And it is getting to the St. Augustine team.
And for viewers, the Vikings are a team based here in Jamaica. They are a name known for volleyball here in Jamaica, so he's making that comparison. But O'Shane, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the team from St. Augustine. Tell us one of the things that is working for them somewhat and what's not working for them.
Well, they made a change that I was expecting that they're going to make. The 13 is on the court. The setter is off the court, the number 17. They've also carried the number 1, who is an experienced player that basically a versatile player can play almost anywhere on the court. So I think that is working for them right now is that they have started passing somewhat better than they were passing before. And moving the number 8 from the technique position into the setter's role has been working for them. It's just for them to translate those things into actually finishing the ball. Right now the passes are coming out. Right now the sets are going out. What they need now to do is to score. The number of things going good for them, but guess what? They're giving away ball as well because they're not serving properly. And it's a good pass. And it's a perfect set. And it's an excellent kill from the number 13. So most times, it's not just a timeout that is needed. Right now, what is needed for the team, you need a change. Do what is best for the team. Maybe your strongest player in training, but guess what? It's match day, it's game time, but it's not your strongest player.
Mr. Walters, I want you to pipe into that as well. So tell us, what do you think is working for St. Augustine and what could they change?
I mean, I think what they need to do, they need to actually get the middle involved. In the first set, the middles were actually scoring for them, and right now I'm not seeing where they're actually working the middle. So I think they need to start to get the middle more involved in the game. But right now they seems to be holding their own and serving the ball, and let's see if it will continue for them.
And as for weaknesses, let's touch on the weaknesses that you're seeing for side Keville.
For Keville, I think Keville needs to. They need to pass the ball as another good pass there from them, but the set, there was miscommunication in the play a while ago, but however number 15 gets the kill same way. I mean, Keville just need to play their volleyball game because right now they're looking good. They look like they're going to win the second set. They just need to continue to press on and they will actually be good in this one.
All right.
I'm actually surprised that Walters would call the set at this stage and that's a very big block. That's a nasty block. That's something that you say, go up. And that's a very nasty block. But guess what? I wouldn't call it at this stage because I think you're a part of that team that was in the quarterfinals. It was 5 sets. We were leading and we lost. And that was somewhere ago. And guess what? It's not going to 15, it's going to 25, so there is still a lot of room for error.
And as they always say, the ball is indeed round. So
and I think they got the memo. A mosquito must have visited them on the court to say run the middle. But guess what? May not be the set to run the middle. May not need to move the middle. Keep him stable or get him to go behind you. Right now, what the setter from St. Augustine team is doing is not creating net space. He needs to be creating net space. So running the middle blocker right into the path of where the outside attacker should be going is not creating net space. Because if you watch how the KVL team starts out, receiving the serve, and how they start out when they're serving, all three blockers are stuck on the outside hitter. So guess what? It's easy for you to get a triple block. You need to see those things as a setter. You are the puppet master. You need to pull the strings.
Yeah, definitely. I concur with you, O'Shane. Definitely, I think the setter needs to create more options. He needs to bring his middle hitter back and try to get the ball outside. Because I know Brandon is a good hitter, and if he can get him one-on-one, I guarantee he will score those balls. Right there again, an unforced error there from the number 13 of St. Augustine. And St. Augustine not seems to be playing their volleyball right now, and KVL is just running away with this one.
All right, so that brings us now to the second technical timeout in this round 2, set 2 of the match, up with Cave Hill against St. Augustine. Cave Hill is now in the lead. St. Augustine has some catching up to do, and the Cave Hill, but however, based on the cheering goal, you'd imagine that the St. Augustine team isn't doing much of the on-the-ground support that you would expect. How important is support from the crowd and the audience to you as a volleyball player?
I think support is good, and I think St. KVL team is feeding off their team, their fans' energy, and you can see that it's propelling them to play very well. While on the other hand, you're not hearing much support for the St. Augustine team, so they need to build their own support. They need to support each other, and that way they will actually pull themselves and play good volleyball. You have to learn how to pull your own weight on the court.
All right. So lots of excitement taking place in the stands here. If you're hearing lots of noise, we are surrounded by a number of persons who are supporting their teams and ensuring that they have the cheers going forward. So O'Shane has the commentary for you now.
And that's an excellent, not the best of swing, but it was returned. And he gives them the ball again. And he kills it. It's another kill for the number 15. If one thing is known, if there's one thing that is known, he is going to give the ball to the number 15. And he gives him that ball so easily.
I think the St. Augustine blockers are not watching. They're not looking at the spiker because that ball set way inside and they're still blocking all the way into the antenna. And so that's why he gets to hit that ball straight down on the floor. And that's a nice shot there by Brandon, number 4. Let's see if he can serve his way into this game. He has been serving pretty well so far. So let's see if he can get a couple of aces to bring back his team into the game. And that's 1 point so far for him. He has managed to pull 1 point for St. Augustine. Number 4 to serve again. Let's see if he will get another ace. That's a great serve so far. Free ball coming over. Nice free ball pass in there. And that's a point, another point there for St. Augustine. Unforced error there by KVL team. The score is now 12-17, and it seems like St. Augustine is pushing themselves. They're having a momentum going for them.
One pass, guys, one pass.
Another serve there, and Brandon to serve. And that's a good pass there. And they go middle, and that's a point there for KVL. They seem to answer on that one. That's a good spike there from the middle hitter. The score is now 18-12, and KVL seem to trying to pull their way into the pull off the second set and be 2 sets up.
All right, so you've heard it from the start. This match not even looks like, before we said it looks like it's going to be an exciting match. And now we are seeing it happening. Very, very exciting. The crowd support is certainly at a high. It's fire pitch here. The teams are definitely getting lots of support. 18-12 the scores in favor of Cave Hill campus. Now St. Augustine still trying to play catch up
Good pass
at the
there
moment.
from the libero. And that's a net violation there from number 5. From number 5 there of the Cave Hill team. And the score is 13-18. St. Augustine trying to put themselves back into this one. So number 18 to serve. Let's see what Cave Hill will do with this reception. That's a low set there, and it's a free ball over to nice pass there, set up. And a spike outside there by the St. Augustine's hitter. Score 19-13 in favor of Cave Hill. That's a nice spike there, great dig there, and that's a double contact there from the setter of Cave Hill team. The score 14-19. I mean, once Cave Hill play a side-out volleyball game, they should win this set easily. They just score on the serve reception, and if St. Augustine get a point, they just try to get back another point. That way, they'll definitely win the second set.
So you're hearing it from our expert, Mr. Walters, calling it as he
That's a good
sees
dig
it.
there. That's a free ball pass there. Nice free ball pass. And it goes to number 15. And there's the first free ball coming over to the St. Augustine. Great free ball pass. And that's a point there for the number 15 for the Cave Hill team to bring the score to 21. As we said before, he seems to be the firehouse of his team, and he's actually bringing the weight for his team. And so the setter realized that, and he's speeding him with the ball, and that's a great choice there from the setter.
One other thing is that they're going for a stop block on him. They're trying to stop him. But really and truly, sometimes you just need to slow the ball. Touch the ball, slow down the ball, give your team a chance to get a play on the ball. You find that he's jumping out of the sky. Spend some time, be more disciplined on the block. Watch his approach, watch his arm swing. He hasn't gone down the line all evening. He's been going cross-court, 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 which therefore means that his shot is going cross-court. So set a block for cross-court and force him to go line. Let him hit that line shot. Let us see him hit the line shot. You haven't given him that option. You keep blocking, hugging the antenna, and he has a free cross-court to swing at.
Definitely, I concur with you, O'Shane. I mean, I don't know if they're even looking at the game as well, and their coach is not feeding them with the instruction, but the number 15 has been spiking all his ball cross-court, and they haven't been adjusting to that. Try and block him cross-court and force him to hit the line. That way, let's see what he can do down the line and make adjustments. So they need to make adjustments. And that's a block there from the
But even if that is the case, and you're going to continue to block the ball in that direction, your strongest defender is your libero. You realize that he's hitting ball cross-court. Instead of having your libero defend position 5, swing your defense. Get the libero in position 6, or you can swing the defense. Allow a small basket going around that, covering that gap. Remember when 2014 when we played on the senior team, we had a short outside blocker in the form of our setup. And guess what? We had to swing the defense around him. So guess what? Nobody could say they were going to exploit and hit the ball line because we set the defense right. You must change it. Not everything is going to happen how you train. You are playing in the game situation, realize the game is changing, and change your approach to the game. And they receive serve. He sets the ball, and again the ball keeps falling on the inside the line, and he goes to who? He goes to 15. But guess what? This time he crunches the ball in the bottom of the net. And St. Augustine supporters are cheering for the first time. He has done something that doesn't give them the opportunity to hold on the head. And guess what? He will be mad at himself that he gave them an opportunity to smile just now. St. Augustine just need to play some volleyball. They have a chance to serve now. Serve. Get the ball over the net, put up some blocks, and it can work. Outside.
So the Cave Hill crowd certainly
And as I said, the players are allowing the spectators to get to them. They are actually trying to respond to the spectators, which the only thing you need to do is put the ball in K-Ville's court. Put the ball in K-Ville's court. That's how you silence a crowd. For someone who have consistently played against crowds, I mean, I play for UWI Mona. Very few people like UWI Mona. So I know what it's like to play in a gymnasium where everybody's cheering against you. You don't need to answer the crowd. You need to put the ball in the court. The moment you start putting the ball in the court, you silence your opponent. You silence their fans as well. And that's what St. Augustine need to do. And there's a net. As a net violation from K-Ville. And it's 17 serving 24. But I've seen K-Ville do this before. I've seen K-Ville led Mona 2-0 in this same gymnasium in 2013. But the end result was 3-2 in favor of Mona. Again, K-Ville led Mona 2-0 in 2017 in K-Ville. And the end result was 3-2 in favor of Mona. They're a team that is used to getting out front, running out front, but most times they fail to maintain that lead. And we're going to the third set, and we're hoping that they can change a misfortune and St. Augustine can somehow find a way back in this game and give us something exciting to look out for.
All right, so the second set just concluded, and K-Ville certainly in a frenzy at the moment. The St. Augustine crowd is a bit quiet right now, but Mr. Walters, talk to us. Tell us, what's your take on the 2 sets we should have just passed?
The 2 sets. At the first set, I mean, as I said, it was even. It was even, and then in the latter, then they see K-Ville pull away. In the second set, you can see where K-Ville have dominant control of that set. I mean, they have been playing their game. They have looked focused, and so they have been able to win that set. I mean, St. Augustine on the other, and I think I don't know. They need to see what's working best for them. They need to play as a team, play more, be smart, be creative, and I think that their coach will make another change and put in back the starting setup, because in my opinion, I think he has been doing a better job to me, and because he seems to be more senior. He seems to be more senior, so I think he should put him back into the game, and let's see what happens now.
All right, so I want to get some word from some of the spectators from the St. Augustine side. You can hear the crowd going for K-Ville, but I want to see if we can talk to some of the persons from St. Augustine to find out what is their take on the match so far and what they think can be changed. The spectators are looking somewhat not sad, but I want to hear from somebody here to find out how they're feeling about the matchup so far. So I want to talk. Hi, how are you? So you were live on UWI MonaMedia on YouTube. Almost 200 people tuning in from St. Augustine and K-Ville. What do you want to say to your teammate? Well, your school that's playing on the court now. What would you want to say to them?
Well, I would like to tell them to keep on pushing hard, because they're doing a very great job right about now. And although we are a little behind, but we will catch back up.
And what's your take on the UWI Games 2019 overall?
Well, it's St. Augustine on this year. I believe so.
All right, and what's your name?
Jewel Blackwell.
All right, so you're hearing from one of the spectators here. I'm seeing an official here present. She represents UWI Mona. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well also. I'm doing well too. How are you taking UWI Games? What's your take on UWI Games overall so far?
I'm enjoying it so far. No complaints whatsoever. Fully enjoying the experience.
Do you have a team that you're supporting in this match?
Of course I have a team. Always supporting Mona. Absolutely.
But on the court now, who are you supporting?
I'm going to have to say St. Augustine. I've been to St. Augustine many times and I enjoyed my experience there.
All right, thank you so much. I think you're a St. Jagoite, correct?
No,
Oh, you're
St.
not?
Andrew High.
Oh, St. Andrew High. I don't know why I'm mixing you up with somebody else, but
all right.
All right, no problem. Enjoy the rest of it. So we're going to get back into the action. Set 3, 2 sets in favor of K-Ville, and that's going to be happening on the way now. Our experts or analysts are going to be coming back to give you some more coverage as to exactly what's happening. But you can hear the sound increasing as I get closer to my analysts, because you'd recognize that we are around the K-Ville crowd, and the K-Ville crowd certainly giving lots of support, lots of moral support from the sidelines for their team. So K-Ville against St. Augustine, and K-Ville, the Blackbirds, against the Lions. The Lions seem to be scampering somewhat, but let's see One more set to go, but so far 2 sets in favor of the team Cave Hill. So back to our experts, giving it to Mr. Walters, and then we head back to Mr. Grant. So Mr. Walters.
As expected, I know the coach will make a change in put back on the setter in the game. And it's a free ball there to St. Augustine. And that's a block there from the Cavill team, and Cavill team seems to want to ensure that they close out this set and take the game 3-0. Number 6 to serve for Cavill. He has been doing a pretty good job so far, distributing the set the way they should. And the captain to serve. That's a good pass there from the libero, and the set on the outside. And that's a monster block there from the Cavill team. I think the St. Augustine team needs to look more. They need to help out each other and call the shot, because I think he can go over on a roll shot there and could have scored that point instead of going for the big swing. Not everything you have to swing. You have to change up your shot. Have the defender guessing what you're going to do. It's a nice dig there by the number 17. Free ball. And that's a hit, an unforced error there by the Cavill team. A spike right into the net.
And that's one of the things that I don't think most liberos nowadays know that's a part of their job. That when you go behind the attack, it's not only to say, if he gets blocked, I'm going to defend it. It's for you to look and see the shot and tell him, line, cross court, dink, 4. You have to call the shot. Those things help your attackers, make your attackers' job easy. If you make your attackers' job easy, your job become easy as well, because guess what? Chances are you won't get blocked. You don't have anything to defend above that. And guess what? You just look good and say, good listening out. Call the shot. And right now, everybody thinks you need to get a big walk to get the gym to make nice. No, man, you can silent gym with just with a little ding, just a little roll. You have to know the game. Knowing the game does not only mean that you can physically play the game, but you have to have the mental capacity to really play in this high-intensity game. Your mentality will determine a lot how far you go in tough games.
So some expert advice there by our 2 analysts. So 1-2 the scores at the moment in favor of Cave Hill. And again, this is the most exciting volleyball match we've seen since the start of UWI Games. Definitely persons are on the edge of their seats. The Blackbirds against the Lions at the moment. Mr. Walters.
And of course you can see that was a tan play there from the Cavill team, where the power hitter on the right side just come right around behind the middle hitter and hit that ball, giving it a one-on-one opportunity right there. And number 7 to serve, who is the most experienced player on this Cavill team, and he seems to be bringing his team to the victory here. And that's a block outside there and point to St. Augustine. And the Cavill blocker, they need to turn the ball, turn their arm inside in order to get that block inside. The score, the match is going even so far. And that's a nice dig there from the number 7. And a tip ball there, a nice cover from number 18. Set there. And that's a block, that's a monster block there from the number 8. And as I said before, I think the St. Augustine players, they're just swinging and they're not looking. That ball was set way inside and those blockers were just waiting on him to swing. If he had tipped that ball, maybe that would have been a point for him, but he just go ahead and swing right into the block. Not a smart shot there from the St. Augustine player.
But you can swing at it, but it's how you swing at it. Swing with the intention that I'm going to be using it. Swing with the intention that I'm going to use the blocker, not that necessarily I'm going to go and kill the ball right now. You don't need to go for that. Or you could have dinged the ball going back to position 4. And look what scores. Look what scores. A nice soft rollover. That is what scored for him. That is what scored. He has been whacking away at the ball, swinging at the ball. He's getting blocks, so massive blocks too. If you ask me, he has no need pressure in building his own house right now because Keville has contributed a number of blocks to his house. He don't need to be collecting so many blocks. He just needs to slow down, spend some time when he jumps, look at the block, see what he has. You can use the block, swing through the block, swing off the top of the block. You don't need to board through the block. Stupid people try to use power to win the game. Use mental aptitude to win this game. This game requires a St. Augustine to step up their mental game. It's their ball to serve, their serve, 3 serving 4. Keville lead, 2 sets.
All right, so the match is certainly pretty close at the moment. We're in set 3 in favor of Cave Hill. St. Augustine
and an unforced error there by the St. Augustine server. I mean, at this time, you don't need to be serving in the net. That was just get the ball over and let us try to block the ball. Don't try to make unforced error on your team. Number 15 to serve for Keville. That's an easy serve there, and that's an overpass there from the libero. And that's a set. The ball's still alive. And that nice Austin there from the St. Augustine. Free ball pass there. Let's see where he goes. And that's a spike outside, but that's a net violation by the St. Augustine team. The coach is arguing about the point, but that's definitely a net violation there from the St. Augustine team.
We want to bring in O'Shane at this point. So O'Shane, it's easy to call. I know you're a man who doesn't like to call the matches, but it's easy to call it at this point. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd never agree to call in a game this early. I mean, outside of the game itself, I've been involved in a number of elections, and I've heard people proclaim victory even before the ballot box is open, even before the polling station open. I've heard people declare victory at the end of voting. I've seen opponents declare victory against me before the voting even start. At the end of the day, they lost. No, I've seen persons decide that, hey, we don't win the game already, I'm going to slow down. Or my fans believe that the game is already won. And guess what? You lose. And there's a big swing coming from the number 15 from Keville again. He has been scoring, he continues to score. The number 6 setter continues to give him the ball. Well, guess what? It's early days, it's 7 serving 3. I, for one, seriously don't believe that this game is anywhere near completed. I don't see St. Augustine as the type of team to just roll over and say, I am going to play dead. I am dead.
All right, so you're hearing it from our analyst there. So, ladies and gentlemen,
there's a technical timeout.
We have the first technical timeout.
Our first technical timeout of the 3rd set. That ball went outside. The number 8, the spiker, going for it from C. At this time, I don't understand fully why the coaching staff of Sean and Cheryl Daly would have decided to take the number 1 out of the game after he came in the 2nd set and he gave some sort of stability to the team. I don't understand why I wouldn't have him playing in the 3rd set. As I said, you have a player who is your strong player in training, but it's match dates, game time, that person isn't delivering, and your backup player goes out, has some stability to the team, have some faith, let him play.
I definitely concur with you, O'Shane. Once you're scoring and you're doing a great job for your team, let a player stay in the game. I mean, you don't know what will happen. You will end up bring the team and ensure that the team will play better. Right now, Keville to serve. Nice pass there. And that's a great hit there from the number 12. Great set from the setter. And that's what I'm talking about. Execution, use your middle. And that's what is working for and that's what just worked for the St. Augustine team. Use the middle. And the match is now heated, as you can see. And that's another service error there, and we talk about this early in the game. St. Augustine team, they just need to get the ball over the net. They don't need to go for aces. That's a serve there. A nice swing there from the number 4, Brendan, and it seems like the St. Augustine team is now firing up. I don't know what has happened in that timeout, but they seems to be firing up right now.
The score is 9-5 in favor of Cavehill. Now, I'm no expert, but I think I'm going to call it at this time. I'm in the middle here, but based on what I'm seeing, I think I'm going to call it.
I mean, I would say the same, but based on what I'm seeing right now, it seems like St. Augustine team is actually playing, and that was a brilliant dig there from St. Augustine, and an unforced error there from the Cavehill team. And so I think the St. Augustine team is actually playing some volleyball game right now.
I think the Lions have found their roar.
I don't want to make a Chancellor reference as a Chancellor right myself. And I know the Lion is our proud symbol. Now, Bobo will be very pleased to see that the Lions are indeed roaring. But I can tell you this, a team that is on the ropes and you keep poking at them, you keep poking that Lion, and St. Augustine, I told you, is not going to roll over and play dead. The game goes to 25 points and they're going to play. They have blood. They smell it and they want it. You can't give a team like that a chance to get a chance to run at you. They are going to play.
You're hearing from a Lion himself and an expert himself in the volleyball game, Mr. O'Shane Grant.
That's a nice shot.
St. Augustine racking up the points again. 7 they're on now. So the spectators on the St. Augustine side all of a sudden have found their roar. So they were quiet earlier, but now they're bantering back and forth between Cavehill and St. Augustine. Good sportsmanship.
The score, I think at this point, is 11-7. But guess what? They have had 4 service errors, one behind the other. Service errors. You can imagine you're trailing the game by 4 points and you have 4 service errors. That is not good. Right now they need to pass. They need to pass this ball and get ready to run again. Now, I can't understand. For a man that has probably the most senior player on that team, I've played against him in a number of competitions. What would make you think at that moment you don't need to play an off-roll ball to position 4? You can tip to position 4. You could roll to position 4. You could spike to position 4. There's so many things other than hit the ball in the net. You hit the ball in the net, there's no recovering from that.
Yeah, I think he should have actually roll the ball over or try to use the outside hitter hand to get that point instead of hitting the ball in the net. Another overpass there from the St. Augustine team. And I've seen earlier I think in the second set I've seen where the coach actually told his players to overhead the float serve. But it doesn't seem like his players are listening, and that's what causing them to be overpassing those balls. And so Cavehill is just capitalizing on those overpasses. That's a nice set there.
Wow, what a collision there.
That's a point there for the St. Augustine team. Number 7 seems to be limping. I hope everything is okay. Probably a minor collision at the net with the St. Augustine blockers. And that's that's a roll shot there from the number 7. Set now from the libero. And that's a great block there from number 15. He actually timed that ball perfectly and just turned his arm right down in the court. And that's how you should block a ball.
Well, that's how I wish I could block a ball. For me, it's just about getting that arms up, not allowing it to have a free court. It's a good block, nonetheless. Cannot be giving away free balls. You cannot be giving away free balls. They are going to run at you. And it just so happens that this time around, it benefits you. 9 serving 14. There's no way you want to give Kville free balls at this stage of the game. The number 15 is in front court. The strongest of their middle blocker is in front court. You give them a free ball, you give them a chance to run at you. You don't want that. You don't want to give them that opportunity.
So
that's a good block.
Climbing.
It's a very big block. I'm not sure if it's a little too late. It's not a little too late. It's 10 serving 14. And I'm sure my fellow commentators who called it from the score was 6 serving 2 is probably reconsidering at this moment because it's just a 4-point lead now.
So are you indeed reconsidering?
No, I'm still having it that I think Kville will actually win the game. They will win the game, but right now they seems to be making. Oh, that's a point from them. Actually, that ball actually fell inside the court. So I think they will actually pull through in this one. It's more like a mind game for them right now, and they have been doing pretty well.
All right, we're gonna have our two analysts having some more conversation with you.
And that's a service error there from number 8 Kville team. They need to try and get the ball over the net and stop serving in the net. The score is 11-15. St. Augustine to serve. A nice pass there. And the ball goes back to the Atan, and he did score the ball. Number 15, since I'm watching the game, he probably get 1 block in the game and hit like 2 balls in the net. He has been scoring majority of the ball he receives, so that's very good for Kville team.
So,
the setter realizes player and is actually put the ball to the hat-ons on the court.
So
that is indeed the case.
So we have a quick giveaway here.
If I'm defending against that player, the libero that is still hugging the line, nothing has been coming your way. You need to step it, change it.
So we have a
I remember
quick
playing
giveaway
yesterday and I was
in this technical timeout at this time. I need somebody from side St. Augustine quickly, a quick supporter. Who wants a prize? A quick supporter. Come up. So who can answer my question? Who is a quick giveaway, guys, just before the technical timeout goes. All right, so quickly, what's your name? Hi, Christina. So if you can tell me the principal of the Kville campus, we have a prize for you. Yes. No, that's incorrect. All right, so it's too late for that giveaway. We'll try at the end of this section, but that's incorrect. Back to the game. Exciting things happening on the court. 16-11 in favor of side Kville. We'll try at the end of the match. Hey man, I'll ask the other side. Eugene Barito, Eugene Barito. Send it to me in one message. Oh.
No. Ball's good, going outside. Dink. And the ball is inside the court. I think they're complaining that he made 2 touches on the ball.
Touch him and kick it. It's a double.
He blocked. I'm not sure if because I'm not wearing my glasses, but what I saw was a block and a kick. I didn't see the second touch, the third touch that you're talking about, the block, but we don't count the block as a touch.
Touch him down here, so block, touch him, but it kicks it, it's a double punch. He put it a double punch.
If so, I'll call it a...
So just in case you are just joining our live coverage, it is the UWI Games 2019, and we're bringing it to you live here from the gymnasium. So I'm Javon Keys in the center, and our analysts, Mr. O'Shane Grant and Mr. Walters, national player for Jamaica. So they're holding down the fort, giving you the commentary. The score is 17-11 at the moment, currently in favor of side Cave Hill. St. Augustine certainly putting up a fight, however, against them, and O'Shane is going to give us some commentary.
And the call being reversed there to Cave Hill, and Mr. Walters is agreeing that it's indeed a double play there from the setter from the St. Augustine team. Now they are checking the lineup to ensure that they're in the correct rotation. The score now, I think, is 18-17 serving 11. And if the game continues in this rhythm and this form with this shape, then it's clear that Caville is going to win. And we are ready for on the court action again. Number 15 to serve, number 15 approach, nice float serve, and it's an overpass. And it's another overpass. We need to stable the passing. He's going cross. Not bad, good touch. And it leads the ball through the block, going right in between the blockers, the middle blocker number 12 and the number 9. Number 15 to serve. The score is 18 serving 11. The last time these two teams met,
as of right now, there's a wet spot on the court, so the mopper is just ensuring that the floor is dry, so we don't want any accident on the court. So right now, as you can see, that was an excellent play a while ago from the libero. That was a great dig, and he gets that ball up, and so the setter distributed to number 4, and he actually bore the block and scored that point. So serving now is number 15 for the Caville team. And he actually serves in the net. So what a sigh of relief for the St. Augustine team. So let's see if they can capitalize on this point. They just need to hold their serve. They need to hold their serve. Just get the ball over the net. And that's a pass there. Sets outside, tight set. And that's a block, good coverage. Sets inside. And that's a good kill there from number 13. He was actually over the block and just used the block to the block and get that point down the line. I think the setter from the St. Augustine team needs to get him the ball. Get him the ball. That's a nice set there. That's a good call there from the ref. That ball was right on top of the tape and the roller right outside. So that was a good call indeed from the ref. Score 14-18. St. Augustine trailing. Hey, nice. That's a nice swing there from number 4. He actually uses the block, hits high hands and get that point just now. The score is 19-14 and Caville is actually creeping towards victory. Set on the ball way inside, and that's a stuff block there from number 7 from the Caville team. And at this point of the game, I'll say this match seems to be a 3-0 match right here. Kville actually will win this set. I'm calling it from right now.
The libero on the St. Augustine team has become a liability. At that moment, I'm not sure whether or not I would pull him and try and see if at least there's somebody on the bench who can function even as a current or a fixed asset for the team. But at the moment, there are balls that are going to him that you'd expect for a libero to pass and give to the setter so the setter can run an offense. That is not happening, and the coach is very frustrated. You can see it on the stand line. Right now, you say to the team, pass the ball. You need to score. No, there was a ball a while ago that was set inside going to the right side. Based on where he ran, of course you want to split the blocker, but the outside attacker was right there. He scored 2 beautiful balls just before that. Give him the ball. You want to split the block, but there just sometimes you just have to say, here what? Basic volleyball. Basic volleyball never hurts anybody.
All right, for Kville, just keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on and you'll win. And that's what I just said. They're actually holding their game, and that's a monster block there from number 7, Jason Endy. He has been playing really well throughout the game, and Kville just need to maintain it. Keep the pedal on the gas, and they will actually win this game. St. Augustine needs to hold their own. They need to play good volleyball. They need to start work on their pass. A while ago, that was a great pass, and the setter actually gets to run the offense and go to the middle. The middle has been scoring for them right throughout the game, and that hasn't been happening because the passes are way, way off the net. Just now, that was a brilliant pass, and the setter really execute by setting the middle, and that has been working so far. So they need to get the pass up and go towards the middle, and they'll definitely score. And that's a substitution, number 1 into serve. And that's a pass there. And an unforced error there from number 7 of Kville team. Kville can't manage to play relaxed. They need to try and maintain, do what is working for them. They have been scoring on the outside. They don't need to be any fancy, run any fancy play. Just get the ball outside, get the ball to the attans, and they will definitely. Another unforced error there from Kville team. And St. Augustine team is actually creeping in back into the game. And that's a timeout call there from the Kville team.
Well, there's really only one thing that you can say to a team at this stage of the game, and you're down. You're trailing 2 sets. It's a 3rd set. It's 21 in favor of Kville. You're at 17. The only thing you can say to your team is, let us play. You have the serve. Get the ball over the net and put up some blocks. That's the only thing you can do now. You need to block. Block, block, block. There's somebody that says that Fabregas, only thing he does is pass, 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 no matter what. This team now needs to just block, 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 no matter what. St. Augustine team can block. They just need to be patient and disciplined when blocking. As much as the volleyball is played in split seconds, you must be patient when playing it. Good set. Off the block. Ball's going outside. And there's a swing there from the number 7. Going deep in position 6. And the score is, and I think the coach from Kville has decided that this is his game. Somebody is not getting a run. Serve from 11. And that's a cannon up a spike from the number 8 there. Very big spike. Very big spike right there. Good serve from the number 11 on Leicester. Libera is back on the court. The number 17, the setter from St. Augustine, is to serve. He needs to get this ball over the net. 18-22. The ball is over the net. Not the best of pass. He rolls the ball deep. Big set to the right side. Outside. Pulls back on that shot just now. A little bit too long. You really should have just pulled and swung on that one and not pulled back on the shot.
Yeah, he could have swung on that ball because that was a hittable ball. He could have just go full speed ahead and hit that ball. And that ball may have landed on the inside if he had swung on that ball. All right. I mean, right now the team, Kevin's actually 2 points away, and that's another unforced error ball outside, and it's a match point for Kevin team. And as I said before, I think they look more focused. They're playing more teamwork, and that has been working for them, and they're sticking to it and doing their thing. On the other hand, I think the St. Augustine team is a lit. They're discombobulated, as you can see. They look confused. They're not setting their play right. They're all over the place, and that's causing a problem for them. I don't know what to say at this point, but it's only 1 point unless a miracle happens. Unless a miracle happens, that's the only way St. Augustine can win this set.
My only disappointment in the game is that I would expect for St. Augustine to put up more of a fight in terms of number of trading sets. The thing is that there's a great deal of bad blood out there. There's Spike is outside. Right now, Cave will have the victory in the bag. St. Augustine have to go back to the drawing board and figure out a number of things. The spectators are already getting onto the court. And this is a grudge match. It's a hot match. The last time they played against each other, St. Augustine defeated Kayville at home 3-0. The 3-0 is dished out.
That brings us to the end of day 4 action here at the UWI Games. So ladies and gentlemen, you have been tuned into our live coverage, and I want to tell you, Mr. Grant, talk to me. You said it, you declared it from before we had this match that it would be the most exciting match for the day, and it was proven here just now.
I mean, I have been playing volleyball for a long time, and I've played against a number of the players some time ago. And I mean, I've traveled to St. Augustine for meetings, and after the evening I just go down by the gymnasium by spec and I play with them, I train with them. I've done the same thing at K-Ville. I know them, I played against them, and it's just a match that has always lived up to expectation. You want to see a humdinger? Wait until St. Augustine plays against the Mona campus. You think that was a grudge match? You haven't seen a grudge match until you see volleyball, Mona versus St. Augustine. It is going to be intense. The male volleyball is going to live up to expectation. Every single point is going to count. Every single set matters. Every serve matters. And guess what? The team that makes the least amount of errors, the team that will win.
As with every sport, so the curtains have come down on day 4 action of the UWI Games, and it does not get any better than this, O'Shea. So tell me, what are your projections for the rest of the UWI Games?
Well, for me, I commented a few days ago that I believe the Mona campus will retain the championship title. I believe K-Ville will give us a run for money as they normally do. I believe I predicted for the open campus beating St. Augustine. It's funny enough, of the 3 landed campuses, there's only one that have never won the UWI Games.
And that's the open campus.
Of
the landed campus.
campuses.
And that's
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
They're sports that they're strong in, but they are not an all-round complete team. The Mona team, on the other hand, believe they can win every sport. The K-Ville team believe that they can win every sport. And tell you what, cricket is a grudge match. Cricket is the sport at K-Ville. And guess what? They lost last UWI Games to the Mona team. So you know that match as well is going to be very hot, very exciting, and it's going to live up to expectation. UWI Games 2019 is going to be very entertaining from here on out.
And already it is entertaining. It's the 31st staging. So, O'Shane, thank you so much for your coverage today. Thank you so much for your commentary. The expert himself has been playing volleyball since 2003. I was in grade 1 in 2003. Can you believe that? And he's been playing since then. So I want to thank you so much for giving your expertise here. And we want to tell you to look forward to more live coverage from us. Tomorrow swimming is going to be taking place. We won't be covering swimming. However, we will be back here tomorrow at about 3 p.m. rather, for basketball coverage right here. So you don't want to miss that action. We'll be having Mr. Tolo back, who will be giving us some live commentary. And Mr. Grant, you willing to join us tomorrow? If you're willing, we'll be willing to have you. So on behalf of the entire crew, our cameramen, our producers, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into UWI MonaMedia. Stay tuned. Walk good. Javon Keys is the name, and Mr. Grant has been with us. Take care.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Access, alignment, and agility.